How far would someone go to secure financial gain? For Robin Lee Rowe, the answer was disturbingly clear. Her shocking case stands as a chilling example of greed overriding morality and the twisted lengths some individuals will go to in pursuit of money. Behind the facade of a caring mother and trusted community member, Rowe harbored dark intentions that led to one of the most horrifying family murders in Idaho's history. Robin Lee Rowe's life began in 1957, and while her early years appeared unremarkable, they were marked by moments of manipulation and a growing detachment from those around her. She presented herself as a kind and altruistic person, engaging in her community through church activities and volunteer work. By the time she reached her 30s, Robin had constructed an image that hid her darker impulses. She was the woman who lent a hand at charity events, prayed in the pews, and spoke of her dedication to her family. However, beneath this polished exterior, Robin was struggling. She had a long history of financial mismanagement, from accumulating credit card debt to engaging in fraudulent schemes that strained her relationships and reputation. Her financial instability would later serve as a motive for her most heinous acts. By the late 1980s, Robin was living in Boise, Idaho, with her husband Randy and their two children, 10-year-old Joshua and 8-year-old Tabitha. The family seemed to be living a typical middle-class life, but tension simmered beneath the surface. Randy, a dedicated and hard-working man, had grown increasingly frustrated with Robin's spending habits. The couple argued frequently about finances, and their marriage was on the brink of collapse. Despite these struggles, Randy remained a devoted father who cherished his children. Meanwhile, Robin's financial woes spiraled further out of control, leaving her desperate for a way out. This desperation, coupled with her manipulative tendencies, laid the groundwork for her chilling plan. In the months leading up to the tragedy, Robin secretly took out multiple life insurance policies on Randy and their children, totaling over $276,000. These policies were taken out without their knowledge and included forged signatures, a detail that would later provide damning evidence of her premeditation. Investigators would uncover a trail of deceit that showed Robin was not only aware of her family's worth on paper, but actively sought to profit from their deaths. Her meticulous planning revealed a cold calculation that shocked even seasoned detectives. On February 10th, 1992, tragedy struck the Rowe household. In the early morning hours, a fire broke out in their Boise home, quickly engulfing the structure. Randy, Joshua, and Tabitha were trapped inside. Neighbors awoke to the sound of crackling flames and rushed to call emergency services. But by the time firefighters arrived, it was too late. The inferno claimed the lives of all three family members, leaving the community devastated. Robin, who claimed to have been staying at a friend's house that night, appeared inconsolable in the days following the fire. She accepted condolences from neighbors and church members, presenting herself as a grieving mother and widow. However, her behavior began to raise questions. She seemed detached, and her stories about where she had been during the fire were inconsistent. As investigators examined the scene, their initial findings pointed to arson. Traces of accelerant were discovered, indicating that the fire had been deliberately set. Even more chilling was the discovery that the smoke detectors in the house had been disabled, a calculated move to ensure that the family would have little chance of escape. Investigators began to piece together a narrative of premeditation, with Robin as the prime suspect. Her alibi was shaky at best, and further scrutiny revealed the suspicious life insurance policy she'd taken out. Each revelation painted a darker picture of Robin's intentions. Robin's arrest in March 1992 sent shockwaves through the community. The idea that a trusted churchgoer and loving mother could commit such an atrocity was nearly impossible to comprehend. The trial that followed was one of the most sensational in Idaho's history. Prosecutors presented a mountain of evidence against Robin, including the forged insurance documents, the use of an accelerant in the fire, and her inconsistent alibi. Witnesses testified about her financial struggles and manipulative behavior, painting a portrait of a woman who viewed her family as expendable obstacles to her financial freedom. During the trial, the defense argued that the evidence was circumstantial and that Robin's grief was genuine. They suggested that the fire could have been accidental, but their arguments were undermined by the overwhelming weight of the evidence. Prosecutors highlighted the disabled smoke detectors and the meticulous planning involved in obtaining the insurance policies. They also called forensic experts to testify about the fire's origins, further solidifying their case. Robin's demeanor in court did little to garner sympathy. She appeared cold and unremorseful, reinforcing the image of a calculated killer. In December 1993, Robin Lee Rowe was convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder. She was sentenced to death, becoming the first woman in Idaho to receive the death penalty since statehood. The judge described her actions as the ultimate betrayal, noting that her crimes were driven by greed and a complete lack of empathy. Despite her conviction, Robin has maintained her innocence, filing numerous appeals over the years. Each appeal has been denied, leaving her to spend decades on death row. Her case remains a stark reminder of how greed and deception can lead to unthinkable acts. The tragedy of the Rowe family continues to haunt those who knew them and serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked greed. Robin's ability to maintain a facade of normalcy while plotting such a heinous crime highlights the complexities of human behavior and the importance of vigilance in uncovering hidden motives. Her case also underscores the critical role of forensic investigation in ensuring that justice is served. Even when the truth seems almost too horrific to believe. How could someone betray the very people who trusted them most for financial gain? And what does this case reveal about the hidden dangers that can lurk beneath seemingly ordinary lives? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more chilling, true crime stories.